A saint, a demon, and a tiger walk into a bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they did.
There was once a wee fella called Angus Brayshaw. He came wandering into the red and blue with his kilt, and he wanted to fight for the freedom of all those mad Melbourne supporters who have had to sit through 10 years of shite.
That was fucking brilliant. Just to start up there.
Bit of Scottish.
That was nice.
So is that the angle you're going for Braveheart?
Yeah, Angus
surprised
Braveheart.
me.
No idea what I was doing there.
No, it's
But
he's the man.
he's the man that's been spoken about.
For a first year.
Leading the troops into battle.
I mean, they. Hang on, let me just kill this. I love Braveheart.
Welcome back, though, boys. Yeah, we're
welcome back.
Yeah.
It feels like it's
Another
been
week.
a while.
Yeah,
Where
I think
have we
last
been?
week we did quite early, so yeah, it's been a while since we've settled in.
You mind rattling that fucking thing
Sorry,
anyway?
mate. It's only going to happen once. I'm
Yeah,
picking
it's
up on that.
He's
picking
had
up
the
on
whole
the-
previews to get your popcorn
Always with the shtick, aren't you?
out. More like the chop.
always got something clever to say. Never about football, though.
That's all right. We got another guest as well. On
Indeed,
tonight,
we
a
do.
very
Yeah.
special guest.
Live listener.
You might have noticed already.
We'll let
Yeah.
you do the honours, Matthew.
They call her the lady.
The lady.
St Kilda. Edie.
How are you, Diddy? Nice
This
intro.
This is really rude.
I know. You know what? Let me just quickly warm you up, okay? All
This
right.
was meant to be Joe's shtick.
Joe's stick. I know you're.
We'll ambush him later.
Do you want to tell us?
Yeah, it's
how
appropriate.
it's
No,
eating?
this is entirely appropriate. Actually, it's typical.
Here we go.
Smoking Joe. He's my comrade when we go to battle at Etihad.
He wasn't there on our game.
Of course, no, because he was away. So
Indeed.
he's back in town.
Smoking Joe's back.
Meanwhile, he's left me with Declan the sad sack. And then, comes to think of it, I've got Joe's back. I'm like, that's another one to come to the footy with us.
Someone will fire you up.
So
And then I remembered, I'm like, no, Joe's the same as Declan.
2 sad sacks in a bag.
Nah.
they're realists. You're the only positive. Like maybe I don't know, Aditi.
Daddy Super.
Is it all like a bit put on? Does he come to you
Nah,
crying
he
and
believes
sobbing?
it. Nah, he's real. He believes it.
He keeps it. He keeps it. He wears
He's
it even in
100%.
privacy. Wow.
I'm committed.
To everyone. To randos. To my parents. To everyone.
To
He's the
himself?
same.
In the
To
mirror?
himself.
Mostly.
He says it's...
He lives
Mostly
in
to
a
myself.
delusional
It's a
land.
mantra he must come up with in the morning every time he
Yeah,
wakes
just before
up.
he goes to bed.
Yeah.
Kisses Lenny on the cheek.
Yeah. That's it. I've woken up to the sight of Lenny more times than I have Aditi.
Oh, dear
That's true.
me.
He's up on my tall boy, right next to my bed head.
So when you wake up next to Aditi and you give her a little kiss on the forehead, you just look over at Lenny and just like...
Yeah,
me
I see his
never being
reflection
Lenny.
in the mirror. I do. Even
actually
when we're
do.
spooning, I see.
Even
'cause
Matthew.
no, it's true.
Oh, yeah, it's
You're-
coming out now.
No, you're blocked by the lamp. So above the lamp is Lenny. On the other,
Forming a halo around his
But
head.
anyways,
That was a live ambush.
yeah. So Joe was going to be our special guest, and he's gone inside to play video games.
Yeah, well, he's
So
not
that's-
interested in getting
That's
on
Joe.
the mic.
You flew him all the way from Guatemala, and you got cold feet at the last minute. That's bravery for you. Diddy didn't even know she was
That's
coming
right.
on live, and she just stepped right up to the plate.
That's why she was warmly welcomed into the St Kilda family.
Is it official? Do you actually go for a St Kilda?
Oh, well, yeah, pretty much. I would say.
That's enough. That's all we need to hear.
We'll take it.
See?
Yep, Marsha's like, yep, you can go now, Diddy.
Stop
Yep,
there,
we've got
Diddy.
the-
Stop there, please. Just let me take this.
Should be handing out the Bible soon.
Oh, come on. That'll be awesome.
the pamphlets. But
Nah, mate,
anyways,
you've
what
heard
about
of
you
it?
fellas? We didn't even play, and we're talking about a
Yeah,
typical
that's
Richmond.
true. Oh yeah, listen, it was we'll get into it later in the nitty-gritty of it, but yeah. I think it was really ironic that I put up in the group the photo of Jack Rewalt and saying, "Did you hear the one about Richmond being a top 4 contender?"
Yeah.
And that was our chance.
Really?
Sorry,
I didn't mean to cut
thanks,
you in
mate.
there. I didn't mean to cut you.
Kick me when we're down, as per usual.
And you had a special guest there as well, didn't you?
At the footy, I did. Yeah, Marsh came along with me for the first time and got to see me in my element.
That's right. Your little community.
The community.
Yeah, the community. We've got.
Have you seen his community?
Not this year.
I've seen his previous community.
Nah, this community is
He
much
was kicked
denser.
out of that one. And he's
I've gone to start my own community.
It's like the quest for fire. Jack's left one group to go up and rally up another.
But the
bunch
funny thing is though, when I do get up and start the Richmond chants, I do look over to the old community, which is only the next bay over, and there's the only cool people in that community was like the 3 people behind us. It's 3 generations of Richmond supporters.
So you rubbed off on
And
him.
and they always spot me and give me the high
so
five.
he had long-distance neighbours.
Long distance neighbours.
You're going to
is
work
great.
your way around the ground eventually. In 10 years' time, you'll be in the MCC.
Oh,
so
mate.
then the whole spot fire
I
will
was
spread.
saying to Marsh after the game, I reckon I needed an outside perspective, but I reckon I've got enough pull in that zone
You do.
to start new chants.
You get him excited.
Oh, really?
He does, though. Nearly. He's the leader.
I am the leader.
He's got a little young posse. He's even got a little.
There's a kid who
actually,
sits.
and a few oldies.
There's a kid who sits 3 or 4 rows behind us, with his whole family, all wogs, and they're great. And I'm a wog, I can say that. No, it's a family.
Oh, yeah, you're Italian.
I'm there with my nonna. I'm allowed to say that. It's good to see other wogs.
That's true.
He's got a lot of
And he
the-
literally calls it like the way he's yelling. It sounds like he's the coach or the assistant coach, because it's always for like a 10 or 11-year-old boy. He's saying stuff like, "Spread back, boys. Watch your man, Grimes." He's talking about stuff going on behind the play, in front of the play.
Does his dad get into it as well?
Oh no,
Does he get it from
he's.
somewhere?
I don't know who his dad is.
Is this coach?
This is coach, and I call him the coach. And I started that up, and all
The coach.
And I'll add to that. I reckon coach. He set the tone for you guys, your supporters, the nearby area.
What, this past game?
Yeah, coach.
he was pretty negative sometimes.
He was panicky.
He was panicky.
He was, and that was.
He's had his little heart broken so many times.
He was panicky in the first 2 minutes, and it was feverish. Jack Vincenza.
Yeah, Nonna's always like that though.
What, they were just frantic?
The whole game, Nonna was just, "Oh, look at this guy, he's out free. Look at him, Richmond. Wow, Steve-O, they're no good. They're no good kicking." And Dad was
Yeah,
he was
Steve-O,
struggling.
he was good.
I felt for Steve-O because it is hard sometimes to have Nonna in your ear the whole game because
Yeah.
she does get
Oh,
It was
geez.
good. I
gets-
enjoyed his reasoning.
Fractalizing.
yeah, but no, it was good.
Their banter was great.
I like
enjoyed
my
their
little
banter.
community, and when we're up and going, we're a force to be reckoned with. You didn't see us at a good game.
Yeah.
Hey, D,
So-
I've got a question for you while these guys are yapping. And this relates to what they're talking about. Do you think football is a good measure of how people look at life in general? If you think about it, do you reckon Jack's attitude to football is his attitude to life? And
I
Marsh's?
reckon, I'm not sure about Jack's, but definitely Maddie's is his attitude to life.
Yeah.
But then again, like, he's pretty depressed about everything else in life. But football,
Because
actually, I
that's the
retract that.
byproduct from football.
It's like your little
Is it?
avenue of denial. Like, football, you just go into this fairyland and everything. Even though, like,
his
I'm
mum
pretty
said.
sure you're pretty shit at. Like, I'm pretty sure St Kilda's not that good, right?
Yeah.
Like you
Not at the
lose,
moment,
you
not
lose
so.
games.
Oh,
But,
are you going to be a Declan and a Joe?
no, but I'm just saying, like,
Ash, come over to the
bring me
Tigers. Come to my
down,
community.
Bruce!
Yeah.
you're very
You're
positive
like-
about
you're-
football.
Marsh is kind of like the village idiot. Like, everyone's kind of like, you know,
Wait,
reality.
yeah.
Not in a bad way. I don't mean like that. I was trying to find... Maybe the court tester.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
I think a lot of it centers around that footy is your only hope for a real fairy tale.
Yeah.
Like,
Especially if you're
'cause
Essendon.
and if you're Essendon, but also every team does have 1 or 2 fairy tales in their history. It's possible.
What are fairy tales? Like, what's a fairy tale?
Oh,
for St Kilda?
just when thing. Oh,
Winning by a point in a grand final. No one... I don't think anyone's ever
But I
done that.
thought- oh,
yeah.
And they've only done it once, and that's the only thing that they've done.
But they've had their
That's a
one,
fairy
and
tale.
which makes their second when it comes will be a fairy tale.
The Mark
in itself.
II fairy
that's
tale
true. Yeah.
would be beating bloody Fremantle last year. That was juicy.
See, I said you asked me
More
before.
recently, the Bulldogs, our biggest comeback
Yeah.
in history. That,
So you've
that
had
was
a
the
fairy tale,
They're,
yeah.
they're the fairy tales.
Do you reckon you get a fairy tale a year?
Easy. We and it
I'll
sums us
definitely
up.
get a nightmare a year. I'll
It's-
tell you that.
It does sum us up by we're the most successful team in the the past 10 years of the noughties
Yeah.
for playing finals. We played 10 years straight finals.
What's your?
So
I
I'm
wonder what
amazed,
the,
but we
You're
just didn't get the
you're
ultimate.
just like old people sitting at the pokies machines. You're just addicts.
Addicts. We are addicts.
And like one day you'll get one little coin or something, and then every
Oh.
other day's pretty stale.
That's
one
right.
year it was bucketing dollar coins. Remember when you won 12 or 20 in a row or something?
It was
Oh,
Dixon.
15 or 16.
19.
19.
19
sorry, mate.
wins in a row.
And the team that fucked us up, who we would have eclipsed, was Essendon.
Yeah, of course. I remember
Those scumbags brought us down.
that.
Essendon are
Another
known
fairy
for their
tale.
fairy tales, but finally it's all going to come crashing down. They've used too much of their dark magic to make fairy tales,
Selling
and the
stuff.
fairy tale police are coming to give them the biggest nightmare ever.
Satan
it.
took the form of Dank and just knocked on the
So
door.
what's your fairy tale been, Jack? Your most recent fairy tale?
Oh, last year but
That's a fairy tale. That's massive.
last year winning 9 in a row when you're 3-10,
Making
which
the
set a
finals
new
without-
record
Yeah.
for where someone's come back from. Just to make finals, it was
That
all.
Sydney game would
it
have
was
been
all
your fairy tale.
The Sydney
The-
game
the-
was
the
an absolute fairy
culmination.
tale because I thought with all my heart that Richmond were going to drop that, and then I saw a quarter like I saw against Freo a couple of weeks ago. That first quarter against Sydney was so similar. We just did everything right,
Yeah.
Lovely.
and that's our best footy.
At the knot.
And at the night, and it's a nice little segue too because we're playing Sydney again this week. And after a loss to West Coast, I feel like our boys are primed to give me another little fairy tale.
Cool. Are
Because we
Yeah,
haven't
but
beaten
but-
at the Jeep.
I reckon you've gone a step too far because the person who's had the most recent of fairy
Oh,
tales.
yes, indeed.
That's true.
and
Yeah,
that's what
which
stems
we should
into,
get onto really.
Segue.
All
Did
yours.
you see that? He tried to segue into Richmond then.
Yeah,
Oh, it's just a little bit.
Going against his own bloody
I
rundown.
think you need to.
Marsh asked me.
Follow the
To be
rundown,
fair,
mate.
Marsh asked me what my fairy tale is.
I did,
That's true. You
So-
mentioned the segue.
but yeah.
Oh, well then,
it leads you into, and I thought you were gonna.
You were slippery with your segues. All right.
let's get into
The Melbourne song.
Yeah, give us your track.
The Melbourne
Oh,
song.
the Melbourne song. This is a segue. Speaking of Jack, he actually suggested this, so I'm going to give him credit. I'm going to give him the reference.
Well, because I saw your face at the end of the game, and it just brought one song to mind for me.
Indeed. Oh, is that supposed to play?